Hello there everyone, this is Anton Dulce and today I'm going to be doing What If Issei Was the Ghost Rider Part 1. The 2094 subscribers special? Yeah. That is it. So we're going to start out where Issei got a message from Rias to meet him as we see Vali next to Rias, who sent a magic attack to Issei who had a blood coming from his mouth and his chest. And this happened after the Riser fight, so yeah, you can't be blaming. Bali and Rios were laughing at Issei because they who's and as Issei said, why why are you doing this, Rios? As Rios said, because we don't need you, Issei. You're just a pervert without power who had so much power but never used it. As Issei said, that's it. I thought you were a kind person, but no, you're just a worthless person who had betrayed people. As Issei was pushing through his mindscape. Talking as Issei was starting to talk with Drake, as Drake said, I will give you my power as a goodbye gift. Then Issei said, what do you mean? Drake said goodbye Issei as Issei's body was getting healed up because of the healing factor of the writer in him. But then we see Issei appear in front of someone who was wearing a tuxedo and said, looks like the same thing that happened to your father will happen to you. Issei said, who are you? Then the person said, I am Mephisto. As Issei said, you're something, aren't you a myth? Then Mephisto started to laugh and said, so your father did tell you stories about me. As Issei said, but Mephisto was the person that gave my father random powers. My father told me something about a writer. He had a control over a form that allows him to do a lot of weird stuff, and he even showed me. As Mephisto started to laugh and said, so that he did show you his writer power. As when Issei heard this, he was like, how do you know my father? As Issei didn't remember it, as he said, alright, you're him, Mephisto. As Mephisto started to laugh, he said, he then said, well, the same thing that happened to your father will happen to you, Issei Hyodo. As Issei said, you'll make me the writer? As Mephisto started to laugh and said, yes. Since your father made a deal with me, that once he dies, his son will take over his writer for him. As Mephisto and Issei were looking at each other, as Issei then said, I will do it. Then we see Mephisto grinning at uh, Issei, but then Mephisto put out his hand and said, "It's a deal." As they both shake each other's hands, Mephisto said, "First, you will have three flames: a red one, a blue one, and a purple one. Because of that dragon giving you his boosting gear, your flames will be much hotter than an ordinary Ghost Rider." As Mephisto listened, Mephisto looked at Issei and said, "What do you mean as an ordinary Ghost Rider?" As Mephisto then said, "You will see, you will see." Then we see Issei, who woke up in his body. His body started to glow in blue flames. His basically he went into his Ghost Rider form. As his once his once known school uniform was ripped off, and then a jacket, black jean pants, and boots appeared in nowhere. Issei then said, "You." As we see, as we then see Raleigh and Rios looking behind them, they could see a Issei in a skeleton form. As Issei looked at both of them and said, "I will kill you." As chains suddenly appeared in nowhere from Issei's right hand. As Issei then started to swing the chains, Then when Issei noticed this, he gained control of his body, and he went back to his red flames. As Issei then said, "I will kill you both later. For now, the Ghost Rider has come back to hunt reality." As Issei then whistled, a motorcycle came out of nowhere from the bottom of hell. Everyone was wondering what the hell when they saw the skulls inside of the skeleton of the motorcycle. They say, "Isn't that the motorcycle of the Ghost Rider?" When they looked at Issei then jumped in his motorcycle and started to ride away. When he rode, he instantly started to he left a trail of fire on his way out of the park where they were at, out of the forest that they were at. Issei laughed demonically. When everyone heard this, they were wondering, is the Ghost Rider back? Even hell and heaven could hear this. But Gabriel, the angel from heaven, already knows that Mephisto has finally summoned the rider that they both needed. The son of the Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. As Issei started to ride back home. And yes, this motorcycle is permanently with Issei. As Issei can A, leave the motorcycle with him in the outside world, or de-summon it. And he has the car. As I promised to the person that comment down below, I told them that I would do the 1996 Dodge Challenger. So there you go. When Issei got to his house, his Ghost Rider form deactivated and he started walking into the house. As when Issei knocked on the door, his mother was shocked. She could see Issei was glowing in red flames, but then when she saw his body went back to normal. He was wearing different clothes. He was in in a weird jacket that only reminded her of his father. As Issei knocked on the door and his mother saw Issei come in. As Issei then said, "Mom, are you in?" When she came out, she looked at Issei and said, "Issei, did you unlocked your father's powers out of nowhere?" As Issei then said, "How do you know about Dad's powers?" Then Issei facepalm and said, "Oh my god, don't tell me Dad told you." As she then said, "He had to tell me. He wanted to protect me from that rider." As Issei then said, "Oh, don't worry. I have control over the rider. This rider can't control me." As Issei was like, then his mother asked, "Have you met Mephisto?" As Issei said, "Yes, I have met Mephisto. And he seemed like a kind person, but his double eyes don't make any sense to me." So then we see Issei Hyodo, going to his room. As he said that he'll be going to school tomorrow. He just has to do something. As he went to his room, put on a black shirt under his jacket, and switch it to his dad's old Ghost Rider jacket. So give me a second to find you a picture of Issei's dad old Ghost Rider jacket. Let me show you. Oh shoot. I So basically this is what Issei's father Ghost Rider outfit looks like. Issei's father Ghost Rider outfit looks like this. So yeah, as we see, then when we saw this, Issei put on this Ghost Rider, his father Ghost Rider's outfit, and basically he put it on. And when his mother saw him wearing the chains around his elbow to his other side of his, it's basically covering half of his body. When Issei was wearing that, his mother was really shocked to hear that, to see that. As Issei reminded her of her late husband who had died from a certain tragic event. Issei reminded her of Johnny. Issei's mother married Johnny, and that's the only way how Issei knows about the Ghost Rider. As Issei looked at his mother and said, "Well, thanks for keeping that old jacket and everything else." As he even had the chain that Johnny first used in the movie. As we all know, that chain was really weird. When Issei put on the chain, he looked at his mother and hugged her and said, "I'll be back tomorrow." As his body went into blue flames, he then got a mission from Mephisto to go kill a rogue demon that Gabriel told Mephisto to give to Issei. As Issei went to go kill a rogue angel, basically a fallen angel. When Issei went after that fallen angel, he saw the fallen angel flying in the sky. As this was the fallen angel that killed Issei at that park in the beginning of the anime. As when Issei went to look for that angel, to the fallen angel, he saw it at the park going after another person. As Issei's chains started to be in gold and blue fire. As Issei started to do in the same tornado Johnny did in the movie. And yes, I do not own this picture. This is basically a picture that I found. This is not made by me, or I do not own it. So this is just something that I wanted to show you guys. This is what Issei is wearing right now, and this is what Issei will normally wear. As Issei then said, "Time to die." As when the chains grabbed the angel, it ripped his wings off. As Issei grabbed the angel by the collar and said to him to look into his eyes and share the sins that you have done. As when they looked into Issei's eyes, basically it's like in the movie. Every time that you look into the Ghost Rider's eyes, you will technically lose your soul. You will be seeing all the people you have killed, what bad things you have done, and what little good things you have done in this world. As when Issei did that, the fallen angel's body and soul was no longer there because Issei used his fire. Yes, he's able to manipulate the fire because of Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yes, I know who Cosmic Ghost Rider is, and I grab some abilities for Issei. He was able to manipulate his flames and throw it at the body and disintegrate it. Then Issei used his chains. As when Issei, because of that, Issei wrapped the chains around his body, able to basically around his arm instead. As the soul of the fallen angel went to Mephisto. And then we continue with Issei, as it was close to morning, but Issei didn't mind. He is a Ghost Rider who doesn't run out of steam. So basically, Issei is one of those Ghost Riders who doesn't basically run out of steam. He doesn't have to be in dark time to use his power. Yes, Issei's a special type of Ghost Rider. His power is based on his will to fight. Since Issei's will to fight is much stronger than an ordinary Ghost Rider, he won't lose. As when Issei saw the sun come out, he started to ride around the city. At the point where he was at the school, everyone could see red flames in the street. Everyone, even the school. As Issei put on his school uniform. Basically, before Issei left, he put on his school uniform under his shirt, and basically just he put on. It's basically this. He put on his school uniform under his shirt, only the shirt of the school uniform. He didn't put anything else, and the pants of the school. It was like that. Issei just wear everything else but the shirt of the school. He had it on, and Issei didn't have any gloves, so you guys don't have to worry. As Issei, as when Issei got there to the school. Everyone could see Issei riding a motorcycle to school. When Issei rode this motorcycle, everyone was shocked to see that Issei Hyodo, the kid who peeped on the girls, is now driving fancy motorbikes. As Issei then said, "Ah, that was a huge stall that I had to catch." As Issei laughed and went to class. And yes, Issei's body is he has muscle now. He's not like a twig as he is in the anime. As we see Issei walking around the school until he found his classroom. Everyone could see Issei wearing this coat. He's wearing this one. Remember, not this one, not this one. This one. Issei put on. Basically, Issei put on the coat. Took off his coat and put it on his chair. Everyone could see the muscle that Issei had. As Issei was like, it's been a long time since I've been here. What am I kidding? It's only been a day. As Issei looked at everyone who was staring at him, which was Konako. Yes, I'm making Konako be in Issei's classroom. As Konako was staring at Issei, she then got up and said, "Issei, what happened to you?" Then Issei said, "Wow, little Miss Konako was finally talking to me. That's really interesting." She then hit Issei on the head and said, and Issei just dodged it. He was shocked to see that as Issei then said, "You know you can't punch me anymore. I have power beyond your belief." As Issei's hand went on fire and it went blue. Because I mean the blue flames don't kill people that are only doing this because they have gone through a bad life. Blue flames eliminate fallen angels because those fallen angels have killed innocent people and they have so much sins. But Koneko, since we all know she only does that to Issei because we all know he was a pervert. She won't get erased by the blue flames. The purple flames will instantly kill you. And if Issei does that, he'll go berserk. And as we all know, when the Ghost Rider goes berserk, he doesn't end up. No one ends up alive. As you guys have seen the second movie, The Ghost Rider: The Spirit of Vengeance. Yeah, that's if you guys have seen it there, you'll understand why I mean that. The Ghost Rider is really not someone to be messing with. That man literally drove a massive rock, and destroyed an army. As Issei then deactivated the flames and kept staring at the teacher who was really surprised but just kept doing her class. Yes, it's her in this one. As Issei in this one is 17 years old. Yes, Rias is in her. Uh, wait. I'm gonna do some Uno reversal and said that Rias was in her second year when she met Issei, and then when Issei went to his second year, he was 17 years old with us. Then Rias is in third year. Yes, now that makes sense for me. As Rias was really shocked to see Issei there. When Issei saw that half of his when Issei saw Rias, half of his chair went on fire. So Issei then instantly deactivated the fire, but the only person who was able to notice that was Konako, as Konako saw that Issei had some hatred towards Rias. But then we continue to the next day. And yes, the only reason why Issei is able to come back to school is because he needs to still learn. He doesn't have all the knowledge. Yes, one whatever. I'm not giving a lot of knowledge to a main character. Then we continue to see Issei, who finished school right now. She got up from his chair and started to walk away. But then we see Ria's Parage. We see Kiba, Akeno, Konako. Who else? Who else? Rias and Sona. Yes, ship for this is Sona and Konako and OC female Ghost Rider. Yes, I own the help a lot to PWY What If Deku. He helped me find the pictures for this What If. So I will show you the pictures in a few minutes. Let me pause real quick. Yes, female, another version of a Ghost Rider who's a female, which Mephisto thought about it and said, how about, and yes, Mephisto created another Ghost Rider, which is a girl Ghost Rider, and he thought about it because he wanted to see if he could create a kid instead of, basically a kid with the powers of both Ghost Riders, and then give him another spirit of a Ghost Rider that he created. Yes, Mephisto has enough power now to create another Ghost Rider because before Johnny dying, he kind of collected enough souls to make the contract that he destroyed on the first movie and give it to Mephisto, since that was the deal they made. So this is basically the female Ghost Rider, which Issei won't be meeting until the second part. And this is how she looks on human form. This is how she looks on human form. You can't be blaming me. That will blame it on Basically, this is thanks to PWY What If Deku. He helped me a lot. He helped me by giving me these photos. So yeah, I'm really thankful to him. So yeah, this is her. This is her Ghost Rider form. This is her human form. So I'm gonna pause again. So yeah, as you guys saw, yeah, now you guys saw the three people that are in the ship, and I won't tell you the name of the the female Ghost Rider. I won't tell you her name just yet because I'm saving it for the second part. So yeah, you say basically we'll meet them. For now, Konako and Sona will be introduced because we all know them because of the because of all the what ifs out there that involve Sona ships or Konako ships. Yeah, everyone knows those two. So we continue. Issei then Issei after that Issei looked at his old barrage and said, "What's up?" with a sarcastic voice as Issei got up and left. We then see Issei walking away from his group as Kiba grabbed Issei's shoulder as Issei then grabbed Kiba's arm and slammed him onto the ground because Kiba and Akeno knew about what Rios did. And Issei already knew because since being the Ghost Rider, he can smell the sins that people have, the sins that people have, the sins that people have done on East. The people it's like this. I can't explain. It's basically the sins that Kiba and Akeno have committed against Issei that he could sense. Issei smell the sins of. Hmm. He was not able to smell it, but he was able to sense it. So yeah, we continue with Issei as Issei did what I told you. He slammed Kiba onto the ground, and when Akeno told Issei, "What are you doing, Issei?" as Issei then said, "You shut up. You have done even more worse than he has done." Even though he sympathized on getting his friends back from that holy project thing, he should be more careful on who he's touching. As Issei started to walk away, then Rias told Issei, listen. As Issei then looked at her and said, "You're even more lucky that I'm not here to kill you, Rias. If I would have killed you that day, my revenge would have been much better." As Akano and Rias and Kiba, who was on the ground, still conscious, was able to know what Issei means. As Konako, basically the kind person she is knew that Issei didn't that what Issei didn't know what Issei was talking about. As Issei looked at Konako instead, see you later, Konako. Then he kept walking away. As when then Issei stopped the stairs for too long. As he then jumped, he landed on his legs peacefully. Then he looked at Konako and said, "See you later." And went in and brought his motorcycle. And then he whistled, and his motorcycle came towards him. As everyone could see flames appear on Issei as Issei then started to laugh so loudly that everyone could think he was weird. But it was already by the time this happened, no one was around, so Issei was able to instantly go to his Ghost Rider form and go hunting down for people that needed to be sent to hell. As Issei was going after another rogue demon and another rogue angel. And this time, these angels were actual angels who became fallen angels because of their sins that they have done. Gabriel told Mephisto to send Issei after these, as Issei got the angels, the fallen angels and demons I needed to go after. And one of these demons were from the Sona family and the Reister. And basically, it was a rogue member of the Reister family and a fallen angel from Azazel's group. As Issei went after one at a time, Issei heard a voice in his head saying, "Issei, how about you try the new vehicle that I always wanted to give your dad, but I couldn't?" As the motorcycle disappeared and it started to shapeshift, it, sh- it shapeshifted into a car. As Issei was laughing, then said, "Wow, thank you, Mephisto." As when Issei touched the vehicle, it started to shapeshift into a it shapeshifted into a type of skeleton-like car. So this. Imagine this. Instead of being like an ordinary thing, it's a skull. It's basically the same way as the motorcycle, but just in a bigger size. As Issei looked at the motorcycle instead. Inter- Issei then looked at his car, and then, not knowing how to drive, he then instantly learned how to drive because of his Ghost Rider. As Issei decided to, before going on his Ghost Rider, he wanted to go get his driver's license. Just in case he was going to drive this sometime without his Ghost Rider activated. He did that and then he went on driving. Yes, a person who could drive this whenever he wants decided to get his driver's license. Isn't that dumb? Issei then activated his Ghost Rider form and went to basically attack Issei. Not attack Issei. He went after the fallen angels, the fallen angel and the demon. As he caught the demon, he wrapped his chain around and the demon was basically water. As Issei then said, "Oh, water." Even more stint, as he then went into his blue flames. He then summoned out two daggers. And yes, I'm giving Issei two daggers as well. As Issei then grabbed these two daggers, which were engulfed in blue flames, he then went straight towards the demon, slashed once, cutting the demon in half. And then he slashed another time. The demon was cut in half again. As Issei then summoned his chain out and started to swirl it around and 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 around. As the blue flames created a tornado of flames. When the tornado of flames engulfed the water, it basically drained it into a puddle. But the soul of the flames was taken to hell to Mephisto. As Issei then said, "One soul collected, next one to go." So basically, another picture that I kind of found for the Ghost Rider. Yeah, another picture that I found for the Ghost Rider. Basically, another picture that I found for the Ghost Rider would be this. I'll be back. Let me pause this real quick. Yeah, I have done some weird magic again and found another picture of the Ghost Rider. and blue flames. So this is how Issei's motorcycle looks like. It's a motorcycle with blue flames on it, and this when that's how Issei's chain look like when Issei has his chains full power blue. They become really light blue, not dark blue, really light blue. And they can damage a soul that has so many sins that not even Satan can escape this power, or even Sir Sex. Yeah, Sir Sex. I wish this man luck. As Issei, I'm gonna stay in this picture for a little while. As Issei then, and yes, I do not own the pictures like I said in the other one. I do not own it. Issei then kept going in his Ghost Rider form and looked for the fallen angel who was summoned by who was basically kicked from heaven because of Gabriel, who told Mephisto that this angel has tried to kill so many humans before, and we angels aren't supposed to kill humans. And yes, this blue flame was given to him by Gabriel. It's called the blue flame of heaven. The red one is the red flame of hell, and the purple one is the red dragon emperor flame. Yes, I name a flame towards Drake. How beautiful, right? Drake Drake gets his own flame, right? Yes, the man died just to bring this one back. So yeah, I don't want Issei to be going to another body because I have seen other people's Ghost Riders what if based on Deku, and they have done it that where Deku dies and he gets another body. No, 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 no. I'm not doing that. Issei then, basically uses his go. Issei then starts to follow the trail as he's in his car now. Issei then starts riding really fast as everyone could see blue flames coming from the wheels of the car. Yes, Issei has to use his heavenly blue flames to kill this angel. As when Issei used the blue flames against the angel, he found the angel and Issei had to literally climb a building. So Issei then switched his car into the motorcycle, which he then started to climb up the wall. Everyone on the building could see blue flames on the window, which then created the same movement that the Ghost Rider did on the movie. Issei's doing it. The first movie, not the second one. Not the second one. The Spirit of Vengeance. Yeah, not that one. Issei was climbing up the buildings until he saw the angel. And yes, people saw this and they started to go after Issei as they were catching Issei on camera. Then Issei saw this and started to laugh. He started to laugh really weird, like the Ghost Rider did on one of the movies. Yeah, it was a Spirit of Vengeance. Yes. Issei then, wow, I'm literally promoting the movie way too much, aren't I? Issei grabbed his chain, swinged it around, wrapped it around the helicopter that was basically recording him. He threw him away until the helicopter was farther away, but he was still able to capture him. As everyone in the news could see Issei, even hell could see what Issei is doing. As everyone was be able to see, as everyone could hear, a person in a blue flames and a skull-like body is fighting against as fighting against like is fighting against wind or something evil or some the presence of humanity. Yeah, that's what the news says. As Issei was fighting against the angel, as he then wrapped around the chain and his dagger, he basically he technically wrapped it around his sword on his dagger. He threw it up into the air as blue flames made it go faster and faster and faster until it struck inside of the angel's wing. When everyone saw that, Issei started to laugh and laugh out loud. Everyone was feeling fear for the first time, even Sir Sex, or as we all call him, Lucifer, the King of Hell. Issei was basic when the chain hit the angel's wings, it burned it into blue little tiny flames. The angel was no longer able to fly, as then Issei climbed into his motorcycle and jumped down, as everyone could see a massive thing laughing. Like that, but more creepily. As Issei basically landed on top of the angel with one of his wheels. As his wheels started to go blue, the blue flames was taking his soul to hell with Mephisto. As Mephisto was deciding to do with all these souls that the Ghost Rider was bringing him. Then we see Issei, who was laughing at this angel, but then when he landed on the ground, there was at least a few to 200 police in front of Issei. As Issei said, huh, in his head, not out loud. He was saying this, huh, I'm being chased by police. Time to try out this purple flame thing. That's when Mephisto heard Issei say, time to try out this purple flame thing. Purple flame started to engulf Issei. He then started to his motorcycle turned purple. His blue fire blue like hair went purple. As he then said, as the basically the writer said, Red Dragon, Emperor Flame. It was purple because if you combine it with the red flames of the Ghost Rider and the red flames of that, you can make purple. But not in reality. Red and red don't make purple. Issei then Issei's flames were engulfing him, which these flames give Issei a few abilities. They give him the ability to swim on water, to ride his motorcycle on water, and go away. Yes, because we all know the Ghost Rider's motorcycle is really weird. That motorcycle was able to let the Ghost Rider ride on water without fear. Issei did the same. His purple flames let him do it without any problem. As when Issei landed there, everyone saw Issei sunken, but then when Issei got up from the water, he then looked at the police and laughed as he then started to go away. It was still recording as the newspaper was was writing the Ghost Rider has returned after Issei 17. When he met his father, he was at least when his father when he was with his father. Wait, basically when Issei was born, Issei was one. But then if you ask, it has been 16 years since the last Ghost Rider has been spotted, and after 16 years, one of the Ghost Rider has finally returned. And Issei, because Issei's father was considered the spirit of vengeance, because it only appeared once. Everything was at hell. They call it the spirit of vengeance. When Issei heard this, he was like, "Ah, nice name." As Issei jumped back into land and started to ride off. But when Issei's motorcycle started to lose power, Issei said, come on, I know I can control these flames." But then Issei, boom! His motorcycle lost his control and he landed on his face, flipping over, as Issei then went unconscious for a few hours. Then we see Mephisto laughing as he went to the mortal realm and to look for Issei. As Issei then was in the ground with his face implanted there. As Mephisto said, "Well, Issei, looks like you managed to do it. You have managed to at least master this purple flame." Mephisto then hit Issei on the head, making him wake up. As Issei then said, "What happened? Oh, my head." As when Issei looked around, he saw that he wasn't in high school. He wasn't in his high school. He was in the middle of a forest. As Mephisto then said, "Well, looks like you woke up." "Well, Issei, looks like you have done your part of the job. Now, here's your payment." As Issei then said, "Payment? Isn't the Ghost Rider's job just following your rules and doing good for people?" Then Mephisto started to laugh and say, "Yes, it is that too, but me and Gabriel decided to..." Yes, as when Issei heard Gabriel, he was like, "You mean Gabriel? An angel?" "Yes, he was the one that gave you those blue flames because of your father. So my father told Gabriel to give me the flames." Mephisto laughed. Then Issei said, "Okay, so what is my payment?" As Mephisto said, Your payment is, I don't really know what's the currency of money in High School DxD, but Issei got at least $2 million out of doing all that job. And yeah, as we all know, Mephisto is technically a devil, so he knows ways how to make money. So Issei has gained pretty much a good amount of money. So then yeah, so this is going to be where I left it off. Next part is going to be where Issei is going to the training camp that they did for, not training camp. It's basically the sword create the Kiba arc where Kiba was fighting about his friends, where we meet Irina and Zenobia. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. This is Anton Duos here, and goodbye.